What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning back into the channel. Dropping a lot of content right now, so I definitely wanted to bring this tip video to you. I actually came across this tip video because I was helping a friend of mine, and we ended up testing out a bunch of things, shooting about 50 to 75 shots, as well as I ended up carrying over this testing into the games that we played against each other. And on top of that, I carried it into my career game. And this was a mentality that I actually needed for myself to make sure that I remove those slow shots from my game and I'm still staying in that consistent fast shot type. So how this all ended up developing was one of my friends ended up hitting slow shots all the time. So I ended up trying to help his game and so we can transition him more into a fast swinging golfer. We ended up getting on a share play, ended up watching his swings for a bit, and then I kind of just connected the dots for a little bit, and then I ended up playing a game later that evening. And if you catch it on my Twitch stream, you'll see that I was hitting a consistent amount of slow shots, and I really wasn't sure of figuring out what was going on and why it happened. I kind of applied what I was feeling during that video along with the things that he was telling me in his swing, and I definitely came up with these consistent results. And then I did a little bit of testing where I shot over 75 to 100 shots, both with a slow backswing and a fast backswing, and I saw very accurate results where one led to another just because it's all about momentum of transitioning between back to forward. So tempo is obviously the most important thing in golf, and just like this game, it definitely carries over where you want to find the right tempo and you don't want two drastically different tempos. Your hands may not be able to add enough transitional power to make a slow into a fast or a fast into a slow. So let's get right into the video. So first thing, this is not going to be the answer for everybody, but it could be the answer for a few people because it definitely was the answer for him. So if I end up finding an answer for somebody or that helps somebody else out, I try to make a video on it and then pretty much push it out, and maybe somebody else will pick it up on it. So in a normal swing, you want to go pretty much as even back as you are pushing forward in your backswing. But for this situation here, he kept hitting everything slow, and when I share played with him and I watched his swing, I noticed he was taking his backswing pretty slow. And what I realized was the slower you take your backswing, the more it's connected to a kind of like momentum. If you move back slow, it's hard to make that transition back to forward consistently. So what I had him work on was try to speed up his backswing, which actually straightened out his clock meter, the big round one. It actually straightened that meter out. As well, it made it easier to transition to a fast swing. This really was able to change the entire dynamic for his swing and generate straighter meters as well as be more of a fast swing person. Now I will say during this testing, I did this in the practice mode as well as we played a bunch of games online. And there is a little bit of a difference between your meter out here. Like we could be striping perfects out here, and then you can go to the game and you can either be fast and slow depending on how the connection is. But for the testing that I did out here and the testing I did in my career as well, the mentality that I had to generate was to generate a faster backswing that's in control, making sure that you're in control. But the faster backswing that I had, the more likely I was to hit faster swings. So if we go here and I try to go super slow back and then push forward, like I'm pushing forward, that's a pretty straight meter, but it still generated a slow shot. And I think a lot of it has to do with your mental state of like just trying to create momentum. And it's easier to create momentum from going equally fast back to equally fast forward. It's hard to generate as much power as you're looking for because you only have that joystick and able to go back so far, and then you have to get a whole bunch of speed to get it back moving forward. So in order to avoid squiggle lines or super fast shots, we had to build more of a consistent tempo. So this tempo was kind of too slow for him, and then he just wasn't getting it back. And I kept on having him, he kept on showing me that he was hitting these slow meters. And that's not, obviously, if you've seen my other videos, slow is okay and safe, but it's really not the shot you want. It's not the shot that you can hit consistently. So I had him start just practicing like bringing it back faster and faster, and then he started hitting it his backswing faster, and it made for a straighter line because he stopped thinking about it so much about making sure that he's pulling back straight, as well as he started hitting better shots and he started hitting straighter shots, and he was able to push it a lot more as well. So it was just much easier to generate that momentum going back to forward and keep the speed up so that it registered as a fast shot. So right there, I'm trying to pick up the tempo. I'm getting perfects. That last one is a little bit slow. It's obviously taking a little bit of an adjustment. But the faster I'm bringing it back, the faster I'm hitting these shots. And this was a little tip that I gave to him, and it really resonated with him. He's been hitting a lot straighter shots. He's been hitting a lot more consistent fast shots, and he hasn't been hitting as many slow shots. So I figured I'd come on here and share it for you guys. Maybe some people are in the same situation where they're continuously hitting the slow shot, and maybe they're just trying to focus so hard on that white meter. There we go. So bringing it back faster, hitting it straighter, keeping your line much straighter as well. Hopefully you're hitting more consistent shots and lowering those scores as well. As always, thanks again for watching. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button below, like this video, and fill up those comment boxes with anything else that you guys would like me to test or explain. I'd be happy to do it. All right, thanks for watching.